Today on Can Haz Armory, how to add tension to the reels and what happens if you forget to do so. Okay, so what do I mean when I say adding tension to the reels? What I mean is, as the reels are winding up and you go down the strip, the spring, be it a single spring like an Ullman, a triple spring pack that winds sequentially like in a Leon Paul, or a stacked pack like a Favero, will kind of start coiling up and tighten up. And when you start retreating, they will unwind and they'll retract the cable. Each brand has a certain amount of rounds they recommend. Favero actually puts it on. Here's how many turns we recommend. If it gets loose, this is where the problem crops up. If it gets loose, the cable on the drum gets loose up, and it might what's called overwrap, kind of wraps around itself this way and binds up. There's a video I have to look the number up, that has, it's a jammed reel. What happened was it had an overwrap because the drum got loose. Either was the fence retreated real faster than the drum could keep up with him. The drum was retracting slowly anyway, or it lost a turn, it got loose, and it binds up and it jams the reel. You know, it's easy to fix, but you don't want that happening if you're going down the strip and it's only halfway down, the reel jerks after you. So I'll show you each type of reel, how to add turns to it, and what to do, make sure it's paying out correctly. Here we go. Okay, here's one of my Ullman reels. Again, the tension's already been taken off on this one. This one has an obstruction, the other two don't, which is this bar coming from the Mercatak over to the base plate here. You could take these two screws out. It's a pain in the butt. Why? Don't worry about doing it. Simple way of doing it is pull the Mercatak up. It pops off, comes to the side. And then simply take the cable, put a turn on it. So you grab it back here, pull it around, and then go underneath that. There's a 1 turn, 2, 3, 4, we'll put 8 on it, 5, 6, 7, there's 8 turns. And as always, you're gonna pull it, make sure that the bottom's out. Okay, there's the part of the back end. Okay, so it's coming out. All right, so now it is all the way out. The cable is, the spring's bottoming out. There's a little more cable left. Take 1 turn off. So I'm gonna grab under the nose here, pull back, take 1 turn off the cable. I'm gonna let go of this. Pull back out. Okay, now I can tell. Now the cable's all the way out. It's not bottomed out. So let it retract. Keep an eye on it so it doesn't hurt it. And tracks all the way. Mercatak back on. Put the casing back on. We're done. That's your cable Ullman reel. Next, Leon Paul. Okay, so here's a Leon Paul reel. This particular one does not have the plug head because it broke off. I got to recable it anyway, so no big worries. Paul's going to have this little plastic donut that fits around the cable. This is the cable guide. It fits in a notch in the casing here, or the casing back over here. It does not say how many turns. Say I'm going to put like 7 on, see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You notice, unlike the Ullman, there's no little bar getting in the way, you can spin up really easy. Vero's the same way. Omen's one of the three has that, that little bar in the way. Now pull everything out, make sure it extends all the way out. Got the springs don't bottom out. I always check because it feels good in terms of tension, but sometimes there may not be enough tension to retract the cable all the way. That's why I always check, make sure all the cable pays out. Now all the cable's paying out here. You can see Leon Paul has this yellow thing, so all the way out. Also notice I'm holding on to the casings. If I let go of the casing, it's gonna start spinning around and detention. So like that, I'm not gonna let that happen. So now go ahead and retract the cable, make sure it retracts all the way. Kind of go over there and tracks all the way. That one's fine. So now I can put this aside until I recable it. Next, Vero. Okay, so here's the Vero. Now I've already detensioned this reel. I'm not pulling back. Vero very helpfully puts on right here on the label minimum 10, max 12 turns. I usually put about 9 and then check it out. So you just pull the wire out a bit like this, and then you spin around. There's nothing else getting in the way. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'm going to pull the cable all the way. Do two things. Number one, make sure, as we see before, that the springs don't bottom out, leaving cable on the reel, and also they retract properly. So, okay, so it's all the way out, and retracting fine. And I put the lid back on. That's a retention for Vero reel. That's how you retention all the reels. Happy armoring.